Well, hey, you guys. So I have been teaching people about personal finance for over a decade now. And one thing I know for sure is that the best piece of money advice isn't always easy. So when you decide to take control of your money, some parts of the process, they're more fun, more rewarding and great. Some are more painful, slower than other parts. But every step is equally important. So today, I thought it'd be fun to go through and rate my own financial advice. So I'll be sharing my honest opinions about the best and the worst parts of wealth building. From saving for an emergency fund to investing in retirement, here are all of my unfiltered thoughts. And I'm eager to know if you agree or disagree with my takes. So be sure to stick around because I want to know in the comments. So you first might be thinking, I don't even know what building wealth even means, Rachel, much less a process that entails all of that. Okay, I hear you. And there are a lot of conflicting opinions on the internet when it comes to this. So I'm going to go over the 7-step wealth building strategy that I stand behind here at Ramsey Solutions and that we teach. So the very first thing you're going to do with your money is save $1,000 in an emergency fund. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to pay off all of your debt but your house. The third thing is you're going to get a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. Then at the same time, you're going to invest 15% of your income into retirement. You're going to save for kids' college and pay your house off early. And then the last step, once you're completely debt-free, you're going to continue to invest and build wealth and be extremely generous. Okay, now that's the understanding of the 7 baby steps. Let's talk about some of their highs and their lows. But first, I want to tell you about a faith-based alternative to health insurance that can make healthcare more affordable, Christian Healthcare Ministries. So CHM allows members to share each other's healthcare costs, and it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1, choose your healthcare provider that you want. Step 2, submit your eligible bills. Step 3, get reimbursed. CHM members take care of your eligible medical bills. With no networks and the freedom to choose your healthcare provider, CHM is the best option for Christians who want to take care of their families and help other believers. Find out more at chministries.org/budget. All right, time to dissect some of my financial advice. So I'm going to pick a question, read it, and give you my answer. You ready? What step is the most encouraging and empowering? I'm going to say baby step 2. Once you have gone through that process, the feeling of having no payments and knowing that your income is all yours again and you're not having to sacrifice like you were, it's incredible. Which step comes the easiest for most people? I would say step 4, putting 15% of your income into retirement. Because at that point, people are eager to put money away to invest because we tell you to pause investing when you go through steps 1 through 3. So which step was the most challenging for you personally? Okay, I'm going to kind of contradict myself because I just said there's like an ease to baby step 4 of investing in retirement, but still, this might be the one that challenges me the most. Which step goes by the fastest? I'm going to say baby step 1 because I think it's the quickest step to get through that $1,000 emergency fund. Which step is the biggest flex after you achieve it? Oh, I mean, after you get through baby step 6, right? Like when you have a paid off house, to me, that's holy crap. You've really done this for a long time. Well, that's a lot. All right, which step do people have to go back and do over again the most? Ooh, honestly, I think it's baby step 2. I feel like for most people, their emergency fund, they kind of keep it to what they need. But we've heard time and time again, not a lot, but enough that people are like, oh my gosh, we were debt free. And then we went back and got student loans for our kid or got a car. They did something and they're having to climb their way back out. Which step is the most boring or mundane? I'd say baby step 3. I think when you're completely debt free and you're just then you have to get 3 to 6 months of savings. That's a lot, right? You're getting there and you're done with paying off debt. You want to move on. It's kind of that step that you're oh, I got to get through this one. Which step is the most shocking to other people while you're working on it? I'd say baby step 2, getting out of debt. Which step gets the most hate from skeptics? Oh, man. I would say it would be baby step 4. When we tell people not to invest, meaning just the investing in general while they're paying off debt and building up an emergency fund, I'd say most people, they're annoyed by that step. And then we get a lot of paying off house, too. A lot of people are why would you pay off your house? Why would you not just invest that money, make more on it, all of that. So I'd say those two I hear a lot. Getting out of debt, for the most part, I would say if you're in the space, a lot of financial people say debt is not your friend. Like we hear that a good bit. Now there are those that are like in the real estate game and all of that where they're like, take on debt. But for a lot of people that like are helping people day in and day out, most of those people out there would say debt's not great. All right, which step do some people get right on accident? Gosh, I mean, I would say probably baby step 3 because people will call into the show, they have tons of debt, but they have like $30,000 in savings. And you're like, way to go. That's awesome. Let's use some of that to help you when it comes to building wealth. But overall, if you're a natural saver, you're going to have money saved. If you had to choose which step is the most crucial, non-negotiable, I'm going to go 2. I think there's something about that debt-free life. It's extreme to a degree, but I do think it's like one of those, you have to draw a line in the sand. It has to be non-negotiable or you're going to like slip back into it. All right, so on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to rate each baby step on how difficult it is, okay? You ready? All right, baby step 1. We always say that this is the easiest step, but it's also the hardest step. And it is the hardest step because you're choosing to engage in a process that you've never done before. And stepping into something new is always really hard. So I'm gonna give it 7.5. All right, baby step 2. Oh man, I may have to go 10 on this one. I feel like this is one of the hardest because you're paying off all of your consumer debt. And for some people, it takes 2 years, 3 years. So it's a long time to do this. And you really are trying to get out of debt as quickly as possible. And it's hard, that's hard. Working extra, all of it. Baby step 3, I'm gonna give that one an 8 out of 10. I think it is a little bit like the excitement of like, oh, we're getting out of debt and then you're done and you gotta build it up. It's like, phew. Baby step 4, I'm gonna go 4 out of 10. Like, I think for most people, when they get to that point, they're wanting to invest. Now, after you've been doing it a decade like me, you may get annoyed with, like I do with it, but from an ease standpoint, I'm gonna give it that. Baby step 5, kids' college. You know, I may go like 7 out of 10 on this one because you may not feel like you have a lot of margin left to put away for kids' college, and we don't know what college is going to look like. This is always my struggle with it. Every time we meet with our financial planner and we look at their 529s for our kids, I'm like, what is tuition going to be? Like, is college even going to be like how it is today? Like, it's such a question mark in my head. So sometimes it is hard for me more emotionally to put money in when I'm like, are they really going to use this? I hope they do. I'm all for college, but you just never know. Baby step 6, paying the house off early. I'm going to go 8 out of 10. I think paying the house off, I mean, that takes years and years and years and years. And again, if you're doing all the other stuff, there may not be a ton of margin. So it may feel like, oh my gosh, this is a slow process. But it's got to be this like long-term habit that you're in, just throw extra at the mortgage. Baby step 7. I mean, I don't know, 1 out of 10. I guess it's just like still that consistency of investing and really like focusing on your generosity and, you know, all of that. But at that point, like it's great. You have no payments and it's awesome. So obviously, every stage of the baby steps plays a really important role when it comes to you getting control of your money. And again, they come with pros and cons. But like I said, if you have followed the Ramsey plan, I'm curious your opinion on this, if you agree or disagree with some of my ratings. And if you're ready to take the next step to wealth building, the number one tool that I do recommend is EveryDollar. EveryDollar is our budgeting app and it's amazing. So make sure to go to everydollar.com to create your first budget. And I actually have another episode that shows you exactly how to do this. So make sure to check that out. Getting control of your money, you guys, is key. Remember, that's what this is all about, is taking control of your money and creating a life you love.